Well, all right. So at this point, I have taken my door apart, and because this is my original skin, I don't know if I have pictures of video or whatever, but I had to mark up the way that door hinge matches up to it. I had to carve a hole for my seat or the shoulder of the seat to fit, and so I had to take a template and mark it up so that way I can know exactly where the door hinge will match up. And I remember I had this emergency, or I don't want to say emergency, but I had the frame of the door, the metal pole in here at one time, but I took it out because I had to trim down and chop up the door and figure out where the door hinge would actually have to bolt up. And I put it in so many different ways. You can see how my door is cut up. Like, I obliterated this door between screws and drilling it, chopping it. I had reset that. I mean, I've been through it. Anyway, I know now how it pretty much has to sit, which is basically outside the door skin itself. It pretty much sits like that from what I can see. So I went ahead and got me a new door today. And so I had to trim it down in the front. And then I'm realizing that I ripped this pole out because it was such a nightmare. Between having to put a notch in when the window goes down, it would hit the metal down here. All this right here is metal. And so I went ahead and took it out because that was in the way. And then I realized the fucker's too long. And so now I got to reshape the door in order to allow for that. Which is not a bad design. But at the same time, I ain't trying to constantly be reshaping this door or reshaping the car. So that's kind of where I am at this point. It's always a clutch and pedal situation between function and design that you have to figure out what you're going to do. And materials. Do you cut it off? Do you put it back? So the goal tomorrow is going to be put the window in here, put the door skin on here, set the inside door with the window up to the door skin. Once the door skin is matched up to the door, it is at that point I can figure out about how much of this rear end I'll be cutting into, either for the body or whatever. And then what I have to notch out down here at the bottom. And I have to figure out the distance for the door hinge to match up with this metal bracket in here, because that's what I really need. I need all that metal matching up and connected. So I have leverage to put a shock on here and basically open and close it without the skin on it, because once I have the attachment of the door hinge to this bracket in the center, then I literally should be able to open it up with this bar or pull it up and then put the shock on later. But that's what I got to do for tomorrow. And once I get that lined up, then shit, man, that means so much. I put my cushions in for my seat, so that seat is actually pretty damn comfortable. It's just a matter of figuring out a design around where those cushions are. And I got a lot of stuff mocked up, so I'm ready to kind of do some fiberglassing at this point. And at the end of it, I should have the bottom half of the cockpit glassed in. And then once I figure out this door, then I can figure out the door jambs and how it marries up, the framing and all that shit. So that is the goal at this point. And obviously, based on what I just said, once I pass that, the car should look like a car. Doors open and close. The hood opens and closes. Once this is now fixed and this is functional as far as the door is concerned, then now I can cut away the rear deck from the quarter glass or quarter area and the roof and figure out how that's supposed to open. And that's the last of the opening and closing of shit I got to figure out. And I guess deal with the side skirt down there. But anyway, that is the goal for right now. And I should have a fucking car done.